So I said, now look, when was Christ crucified? So the whole Christian world tells me on Good Friday. In my country, we have a public holiday called Good Friday. In African, Goeie Vrydag. Good Friday. The Masudu people, Lesotho, they commemorate Good Friday. Zambia, Swaziland, every Christian nation, Britain, France, Germany, each and every Christian nation commemorates Good Friday. So I'm asking, what makes Good Friday good? It happened that way. I said, right, I agree. So quickly put him up on the cross, according to the scriptures. And we are told that they managed it. But as much as they were in a hurry to put him up, they were also in a hurry to bring him down. You know why? Because of the Sabbath. Curious people, these Jews. They are in a hurry to put up the man, and now they're in a hurry to bring him down. Because of the religious scruples. You see, at sunset on Friday, the Sabbath starts. And they were told in the book of Deuteronomy, they must see to it that nobody is hanging on the cross on the Sabbath day, that thy land may not defile with the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So, to fulfill that, down. And I'm told they managed that also. And they gave him a burial bath, like what we ghusl. And they put 100-pound weight of medicines around him. And they put a winding cloth around him. And they put him into the sepulchre. Not a grave, big roomy chamber. They put him in there. So I'm asking, by the time they put him in, according to your story, according to your book, it's already evening. And they agree. Because it takes 2 hours to give a bath. And take about another 2 hours to put that ointment and put the wrapping. As it's already evening. So Friday night, he's supposed to be in the grave. He's supposed to be in the grave. Mark my words. And watch my finger. Can you see my finger? Yes. Friday night, he's supposed to be in the grave. So the Christian agrees. As a Saturday day, he's still supposed to be in the grave. He said yes. Saturday night, he's still supposed to be in the grave. This is right. Sunday morning, the first day of the week, when Mary Magdalene goes to the tomb is empty. Is it right? The tomb is empty. How many nights and how many days? Look, before you answer, I want to make it easy for you. Friday night, Saturday day, Saturday night. How many nights and how many days? 2 nights and a day. What did he say? For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights. I'm asking, does this look like that?
John chapter 19, verse 28. After this, Jesus, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, saith, I thirst. Now there was a set vessel full of vinegar, and they filled it with a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. When Jesus therefore had received the vinegar, he said, It is finished. And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. What does give up the ghost mean? It means died, not play dead. The Jews therefore, because it was the preparation, that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day. So the Jews said, okay, it's the preparation, so let's prepare and get that body down, because it cannot remain on the cross on the Sabbath. For that Sabbath day was an high day. So this Sabbath, or that Sabbath day, was an high day. Besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away. Okay, I'm quoting. For that Sabbath day was an high day. I ask you, what does that mean? What does it mean when it says, for that Sabbath day was an high day? Most people do not realize that the Most High assigned more than one Sabbath to the Jews other than the fourth commandment Sabbath. Let's prove it. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbath, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with it. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Sabbaths, yes, you heard it, plural. Isaiah chapter 56 verse 4. For thus saith the Lord unto the eunuchs that keep my Sabbaths, and choose the things that please me, and take hold of my covenant. Now, there is a weekly Sabbath that comes around every last day of the week, and there are holy convocation Sabbaths that comes annually during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, one on the first day and the other on the last day. The Passover itself is not a Sabbath, even though it falls on the seventh day of the week, which would you regard as a Sabbath day. Let's prove it. Leviticus chapter 23. And the Lord spake unto Moses, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts. So, the Most High is going to explain different holy convocations, or different feasts. Verse 3, 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. This is speaking of a Sabbath day of rest that comes every last day of the week, which is your fourth commandment Sabbath day. Verse 4, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. So the Most High will address another kind of holy convocations, or another kind of holy convocation. Verse 5, in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. So the Passover is on the 14th day of the first month, which would normally be your seventh day Sabbath, according to the fourth commandment. Verse 6, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. The feast of unleavened bread will begin on the 15th day of the same first month of that of the Passover, which will be the first day of the week, known to us as Sunday. Verse 7, in the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. The first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread will be a Sabbath to the Israelites, a holy convocation, a holy day. Verse 8, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days. And the seventh day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. The Israelites are to feast in between the first and last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The last day, as well as the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, are holy convocations, also known as Sabbath to the Israelites, or just holy days. Jesus was made an offering during this week of festivities, and it will be made manifest later as to which day. It should now be clear as to why the Jews had to get Jesus down from the cross after the Passover, because they were going into an annual Sabbath. But first, it was the preparation day. The first day of unleavened bread, notice he already told you that it was a Passover. The Passover is a feast, but it is not regarded as a Sabbath or a holy day where you do not work. Okay. Just for clarification. So, I am telling you that Jesus Christ was indeed killed during the Feast of Unleavened Bread, but obviously not on the first or last day, because there was no work to be done, because they were holy convocations, Sabbaths, or holy days. Now, what day exactly did Jesus Christ die on? Was it Friday? Well, like Ahmad Didat have shown us, that if Jesus was killed on a Friday evening, night, then 3 days and 3 nights in the tomb will be long after Sunday morning. So, what day was Jesus killed on? Let us find out on what days, nights, and hours according to Scripture. First, let's figure out how the Most High sees days, hours, and nights. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. So darkness was already here. Therefore, when light came afterwards, it then completed a whole day. I'll prove it. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness, and called the light day. And the darkness he called night. and the evening and the morning was the first day. The evening first, then the morning second was called the first day. But in today's time, we have had the morning first and the evening second. John chapter 11 verse 9. Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day?" So, 12 hours in a day and 12 hours in an evening/night. 6 a.m. started the new day, as in our time in Western culture, 12 a.m. started off a new day. So you would count from 1 a.m. In the ancient times, 6 a.m. started off a new day, so you would count from 7 a.m. 7 a.m., 1 hour, 8 a.m., 2 hours, 9 a.m., 3 hours, etc. In Western culture, 12 a.m. starts off a new day, 1 o'clock, first hour, 2 o'clock, second hour, 3 o'clock, third hour, etc. So, we have to be very careful not to mix Western culture with the ancient times. So now, let's put everything in its proper perspective. Mark chapter 15, verse 34. And at the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a voice saying, "Eloi, Eloi." So now, I just want to point out this was going on, or this was happening during the 9th hour. Verse 37. And Jesus cried with a loud voice and gave up the ghost. This is still the 9th hour. Gave up the ghost simply means died, giving up his spirit of life. Okay. Verse 42. And now, when the even was come, even is easily and simply translated as evening. So it will read, and now, when the evening was come, the evening is approximately 6 p.m. Because it was the preparation, that is, the day before the Sabbath. Verse 46. And he bought fine linen, and took him down, and wrapped him in the linen, and laid him in a sepulchre, which was hewn out of a rock, and rolled a stone unto the door of the sepulchre. So Christ was laid in a sepulchre during the evening or night. He was buried, he was in the grave in the evening or night. So now, let me thoroughly explain what the day of preparation is, or the preparation day. Back to Mark chapter 15, verse 42. When evening had already come, because it was the preparation day, that is, the day before the Sabbath. Basically meaning Thursday, because Thursday was regarded as the day of preparation to bring in the last Sabbath or holy convocation of the days of unleavened bread. So the preparation day would be similar to what Christmas Eve is to Christmas. So I say Jesus Christ was crucified on a Wednesday morning or Wednesday day and was buried in the evening, that would be one night, and was still there Thursday day, which would be one day, and will still be there Thursday evening, which would be 2 nights, and will be there Friday day, which would be 2 days. He will also be there Friday evening, which would be the 3rd night, and he will still be there Saturday day, which would be 3 days. 3 days, 3 nights, like Jonah. And Saturday evening or Saturday night, Jesus rose and was already gone by Sunday morning. Now, let me prove it. Daniel chapter 9, verse 27. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. How many days are in a week? 7 days. He is going to set down and confirm the covenant with them for 1 week, 7 days. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. He was going to stop the offerings and sacrifices and offer himself and sacrifice himself. There had to be a change here in order to stop what